Rise. Please be seated.
How about face forward? No.
Ma'am, on behalf of the President of the United States, on behalf of the Marine Corps, and a grateful nation, please accept this flag as a symbol of our appreciation for your loved ones, honorable and faithful service to country and to Corps. On behalf of the President of the United States, please accept this recognition of the President's faith.
We understand that the family has not secured clergy at this time, so we would like to invite friends and family to come up and say a few words. I'll be right off to the side.
All over on me. Good morning, and thank you for being with us today. My name is Hannah Warren, and I am Jim's, or Pop-Pop's, granddaughter. James Clifford Thornton was born in Fort Worth, Texas in 1936 and grew up in a small town called Burleson with a population of only 800 people. He played football on his high school's very first football team. After high school, he enlisted in the United States Marine Corps and moved across the country to beautiful Southern California for his station at Camp Pendleton. Soon after, he had his first two children, Gary Paul and Denise Elizabeth. Jim was a very proud Marine, and he enjoyed both aspects as enlisted personnel and officer status. As a private, going from E1 to E9, ending as a mastery gunnery sergeant. He then went on to company grade officer from 01 to 03 and first lieutenant to captain. During his years of E5 to E7, he became a drill instructor. During that time, at a family dinner, my mom remembers Pop-Pop suddenly pushing back from the table and running out of the door. When asked where he is going, he exclaimed that he had left a man standing at attention in the rain. Over the course of his military career, he was stationed all over the states and the globe, ranging from Minnesota, Virginia, Hawaii, and Japan. And in addition, he served in the Vietnam War. In 1969, Jim was called to Baltimore. And during a night on the town at the Green Dolphin, he laid his eyes on Barbara Ann Ostendorf, or Baba. He asked her to dance, and after dancing and talking the night away, Barb gave him a ride back to the base, and he asked for her phone number. She obliged, and to her surprise, he called the very next day, asking her to dinner. Barb played hard to get at first, but thankfully for all of us, she decided to see him again. In 1970, Jim was restationed to Japan, where he asked Barb to join him. She took off from work and embraced a 6-week adventure. They saw as much as they could and fumbled through Japanese just enough to get around. And when Barb left Japan, they corresponded from across the world with recorded cassette tapes. During this time away from each other, they decided to get married. Jim left Japan, stopped in Baltimore, picked up his bride-to-be, and drove her Volkswagen all the way back to Camp Pendleton. They got married in December of 1972, and it goes without saying that she was a huge hit with Denise and Gary. 1973 was a transforming year for the couple when they found their forever home with a giant price tag of $33,000. And they brought their daughter, Kelly Suzanne Thornton, into the world. Jim retired as a captain from the Marine Corps after 21 years of service and began a new career as a material control manager at Unisys. Life was full of tennis, camping at the beach, traveling to see family in Baltimore and Texas, spending time with incredible friends, and of course, cruising the Strand. And as a kid, visiting my Baba and Pop-Up, I always knew one of the first things that we would be doing upon my arrival was cruising the Strand and a visit to Pop-Up's favorite, In-N-Out Burger, with absolutely no tomatoes anywhere near the burger. In 1982, in a devastating blow to the family, Jim lost his first and only son, Gary, in a car accident. And in 1992, Jim retired from his second career, and Barb went back to work full-time with the Oceanside School District. With new orders, Jim took on the role of Mr. Mom, following a very strict laundry schedule, mowing the lawn, and cooking. During his newfound freedom at home, he became an expert on watching sports. Every single sport, every single game, every single day. Jim is survived by his sister Sandra, his wife Barb, his 2 daughters Denise and Kelly, and 2 granddaughters, myself and Madeline. Jim and Barb were married for 49 years, and we remember him as a loving, patient, quiet, strong, no-nonsense husband, father, and grandfather. And he had a wonderful sense of humor, a deviant laugh. He loved dancing and Halloween, and he always made it very clear how proud he was of his family. Thank you so much. And now I'll pass it to Miss Susu.
Hi, I'm Sue Brennan. For any of you that don't know me, there's probably some of you. Barb and I have been friends for over 50 years. And she is, although she's not my blood sister, she's my sister of the heart. And I just love her and Jim dearly. And that's how we met Jim, was through Barb. And actually I had my first tacos back in Baltimore. We'd never had tacos before, and I remember Jim making them. But unfortunately, my husband, Barb, had asked Ed to read something, and he had spent a lot of time writing this out, and unfortunately he couldn't be here today, so I'm hoping I do it justice and read it to you. My friend, Jimmy T. I have known Jim for over 50 years. He is one of my very, very closest friends. He has and will remain an important part of my life and my family's. Over those years, I have known Jim to be a structured, stubborn, tough guy with a permanent piece of Marine built in. I have also known him as a consistent, honest, loyal, loving person, and on a few occasions, a funny person. So much of my life and its makeup included Jim and his family. Vacations in Oceanside, vacation skiing, a cruise to Alaska, summer cookouts, Disneyland, Del Mar racing, Camp Pendleton, Thanksgiving, and Christmases spent together. We shared so many happy memories and times together that I will think of you often and how you enriched my life and my entire family to such a large degree. In fact, part of the reason we moved to California was we had an extended family, the Thorntons, and quite honestly, they were probably tired of us coming every year for 2 or 3 weeks. They were a cornerstone for us, and we shall always be thankful. I certainly believe that Jim's passing, although very sad, is only a temporary separation, and we will see him again. In fact, the night before Jim died, I was able to sit with him for a short time, and while holding his hand and saying, "I'll see you again," he squeezed my hand, acknowledging that he had heard my words. Jim, my friend, go knowing we love you, and we will always be here for your family. Thank you for the love and for all of the memories. Jim, now you can, this is for me. Now you can fly, now you can soar. So high above this world, with pain and troubles are no more. And we will see you again. Thank you.
I'm Betsy. I'm sorry. I get so emotional at these things. I am 58. I was probably 8 when I met Jim the first time through Barb. Didn't get to know him right away, but I remember his demeanor. I remember the backyard where my parents lived. I remember meeting you there. 8 years old, what did I know? But over the years, I grew to appreciate this is the cool uncle. This is my only cool uncle. And Barb was always the cool aunt. Somewhat similar to second parents, you can probably all understand. Aunts and uncles are different from moms and dads. And God, do we need them? Because where my dad was too tough sometimes, Jim, I'm sure, was tough. I'm sure he was tough to his kids, in ways. He was solid and loving, generous, and I had a strong sense you both would always be there. Graduated from college in Maryland, had no job, but I knew I wanted to live in California for a bit. These good people put me up free of rent for 3 months while I found a job in an apartment. I feel like we bonded then and ever since. I met my husband, John Brockman, just 4 or 5 years ago. He reminds me of Uncle Jim in a lot of ways. I love you, baby. I'll miss you, Jim. I love you, Court.
Love you guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, this will conclude the service for Mr. Thornton at this time. We thank you for coming out. Because of the pandemic, we ask that you please return to your vehicles so that we can prepare and make haste for the next family service. Thank you for supporting your national cemeteries. Thank you for supporting our